sun going down at 4 p.m. is pretty hard to adjust to, but it does make for some really cozy nights. It's nights like this where I literally love having my own space so much. I just cooked dinner and it was grilled cheese and tomato soup with white wine while listening to a classic jazz playlist on Spotify. I've got these lights on and I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, wow, life is so cool. The only thing about here though is they have really strict rules about decorating. Like I'm not allowed to put anything on the walls, not even with like command hooks or tape, which is fine. Like we have these nice little shelves and then there's all those shelves over there with like the bulletin board. I did buy these lights today. I found them at Primark for £2 or £3, and then I found snowflake ones over there at TG Hughes. I found those for £1. I wanted to get lights because the sun is literally going down at like 4 p.m. and I hate overhead lights. Like, oh, there's nothing worse than like the bright glaring, and I think they're white in here, like they're not pleasant. So I didn't want to have to turn that on, but it's also like really dark really early. So I found these cute lights, and then my desk comes with a really nice yellowy warm light. I also got this new magazine today. It's GQ with Josh O'Connor on the front. He's right by my bed. LOL. Anyways, guys, can you believe that him and Paul Mescal are gonna be at the movie playing love interest together? That is my dream challengers. Also, Pedro Pascal and Paul Mescal, specifically in their gladiator outfits, that is also my dream challengers. But Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal, close runner-up, if not a tie for first. I don't really know what the purpose of this video is. I just was bored and I was like, let me just film so I got something to edit later. So I'm gonna be like reading and hanging out, so I'll just chat with you about life, I guess. Anyways, tonight I get to have a cozy wine, book, and TV show filled night because I did a lot of work on an essay today and I need a break. The paper that I'm working on is actually kind of tricky. It is about, the topic is public reaction to diversity in Marvel superhero movies. But it's hard because you don't just get to like research. We have to use media data analytics. So what I'm doing is downloading YouTube comments and then analyzing those with a specific software. So Captain America Brave New World, we see Sam Wilson step into the role of Captain America, right? And obviously he's a black man. So I'm downloading all of these YouTube comments from the official trailer on YouTube, and then I upload them into the software, do all this analysis, and then write about the findings, and then talk about the conversation that's happening online based on the data and what that kind of shows about society and the topic as a whole. So it's a little bit more tricky. It's not just like research and writing, it's like actually analyzing data. So I'm working on the proposal right now, so I'm not actually doing the data analysis. I'm just explaining what I'm going to do, what softwares I'm going to use, what methods. At first I was like, how in the hell do you write a 2,000-word essay about what you're gonna be talking about in another essay? But I think I figured it out. So now I am going to be reading and drinking this cheap 6-pound Pinot Grigio from the convenience store next door. I am reading, LOL, this is precariously balancing on my bed, but it's working. Okay. I'm reading Big Girl Small Town by Michelle Gallen. How do I describe this? I couldn't even tell you what the plot is. To be fair, I'm only like 40 pages in. It's giving no plot, all vibes. And it takes place in Northern Ireland. So the humor is very much like Dairy Girls. Like I feel like I'm watching an episode of Dairy Girls at times, like the way that the people in this town interact with each other and the way that they talk and just their sense of humor and the gossip. It just feels very much like a Dairy Girls episode, which I'm eating up. But so far I'm a little bit bored. It can be really funny because of the humor, but I'm like, okay, there is a lot of description about what the main character does. Like, she walks over to the toaster and puts bread in the toaster and then pushes the button down and waits for the toast to come up. Then she spreads margarine on her toast. I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but like, what's the purpose here? So I'm not entirely sure what the point of this book is yet. I'm gonna give it until page 100, 150. And if I'm still bored out of my mind, I might pick up a different book. This is a library book, so if I don't finish it, no harm, no foul. I can just return it. And that's why libraries are such a slay, one of many reasons. Cause like, I will say her grandma was just murdered. They're not even really talking about that. Like, her grandma was murdered and she just goes to work at the Chippy and like makes fish and chips for people. I'm like, dude, your grandma was just murdered. Are we not gonna talk about this? So I think that might be the thing that propels the rest of the plot, but they ain't be talking about it, so I don't know. The cover is so cute, isn't it? That's why I picked it up, because to be honest, a pretty cover will pull me in every time. And the coloring of this and the font, I just love it. I don't know. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. This morning I journaled a lot about life and the state of the world and how scary things are. And we did have some hope for Americans on Tuesday because Democrats swept. Period. People are sick of Trump and sick of his policies. I think even Republicans are sick of him. He's actually nuts. Like, why are you throwing an extravagant Halloween party while cutting snap? Don't get me started. This is a YouTube video. Anyways, I was journaling a lot about the state of the world and how I need money and how I wish I had $1 million and I wish I would just become famous on YouTube and TikTok. I don't even want $1 million. I just would love if I could get some extra money every month. So please like and subscribe. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because I'm just a girl and I am getting a master's degree. Hopefully that gets me a job where I can make money. But I would love to just have my books be published because, you know, I'm a writer. I'd love to just write books and talk online about other people's books all the time. That's my dream life. So if you'd like to support that goal, please like and subscribe. And that would get me one step closer to achieving my challengers, because the closer you are to fame. See, if you guys would just let me be a famous influencer, I could be on the red carpet doing those interviews. I would be really good at it. And I'm not just saying that. I'm literally studying media and communication. I literally spend my free time writing interview questions that I would ask celebrities at movie premieres. I had such great ones for Taylor Swift for The Life of a Showgirl. I have great ones in my head for the Wicked movie. So if you guys would just help me become a famous influencer, maybe I would be on the red carpet interviewing Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal, and they'd be like, wait a second, do you want to come back with us to our hotel room? And I would be like, me? Well, I'm just a girl, are you sure? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking go. I've been preparing for this a moment since I sat on my bed in Scotland and made this video. So please support my dreams, guys. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I think I'm gonna go to bed. It's also 11:44 p.m. So I've been here for quite some time. Can you believe the sun goes down at 4 and it's 11:44? That is so many hours of darkness. I'm really gonna have to start romanticizing this. If you have tips for romanticizing the darkness, please comment below. It is giving like poetic, philosophical, dark academia, especially being in Scotland. So that is easy to romanticize. Like, I am in Scotland, that's crazy. Crazy. Anyways, what you really want to hear about, instead of me, even though I'm so funny and awesome, I wish you guys would let me be an influencer, but the main event, this book, Big Girl, Small Town. I think I'm gonna keep reading it. I think I'm gonna keep giving it a whirl because it might not be the most plot-filled, engaging book in the world. The town and the main character and the overall atmosphere are so compelling that that's what's making me want to keep reading this. I'm really, really rooting for the main character already. If I'm not mistaken, she's neurodivergent. Like, if I'm picking up what this author is putting down, the main character is definitely neurodivergent. So whenever someone makes a joke or uses satire or some sort of reference, Majella is always very, very literal, and someone has to explain to her, like, that's not what they mean. On this page, her mom says, "That one's as sour as last week's milk." Majella understood this metaphor, for she'd once tasted last week's milk by accident. The foul taste had coated her tongue and could only be removed with toothpaste. So she's very literal. She's very particular about sensory and feelings and like clothing material and stains, and she's very routine. I would say that the main character is really endearing. Like, it's really interesting seeing the way that she does things. She's very methodical, is really compelling, and that's what's making me want to keep reading this, not necessarily the plot, because it is like slightly boring, but when you have a good main character, the boring works. I have a feeling that this is going to surprise me and that I'm going to really like it. Anyways, that's my little the sun goes down at 4 p.m. and that's insane, and I don't know what to do with my life because it's dark, cozy vibes vlog. Hope you got a giggle. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what to say when I'm ending a vlog. Like, okay guys, that's the end. Anyways, let me know what you're reading. Give me some tips on how to romanticize the darkness. What's going on in your life? Let me know something good that's going on, because hearing about good things makes the dark not seem so bad. That is literal and figurative. Boom. Because it's literally dark and it's figuratively dark in the world. Get it? Hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much for watching and spending the evening with me. Anyone that chose to click on this video and watch it, that means so much to me. I just want you to know that. Wishing you light in all facets of your life. Okay, seriously, that's the end. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go now because it's getting awkward at this point.